Most traders don't blow up because their strategy is bad. They blow up because their mind can't survive the strategy they're trying to trade. Every trading educator tells you, never take anything less than a 3-to-1 risk-reward ratio. It sounds smart, it looks good on paper, and it's mathematically correct. But here's the real question. Can you handle losing 8 trades in a row? Multiple times per year? Because that's what a 3-to-1 system guarantees you. And that psychological reality over not the math is why the vast majority of retail traders fail, while professional firms quietly use something completely different. Today we're going to explore why a humble 1-to-1 risk-reward often destroys the 3-to-1 ratio in real-world trading. Not because of expected value, but because of how the human brain actually works under pressure. On paper, 3-to-1 sounds perfect. Risk $100 to make $300. Win rate only needs to be 25% to break even. But here's the problem. Your brain isn't a calculator, it's a survival machine. And survival machines aren't designed to take 65 to 75% of outcomes as losses. A 3-to-1 trader who wins 30 to 35% of the time might look profitable in a backtest. But in reality, that win rate almost guarantees frequent 6 to 10 loss streaks, extended drawdowns, long periods of doubt, emotional volatility, strategy abandonment. These aren't rare events, they're mathematical certainties. A 1-to-1 trader with a 55% win rate simply does not experience this world. Losing streaks of 7, 8, or 9 trades are extremely rare. Their equity curve breathes instead of whiplashing. And that gap between being wrong 65% of the time versus being right more often than not is where psychology becomes destiny. A study from the University of California found that retail traders who experienced 5 or more consecutive losses performed 23% worse on their next trades, not because their strategy failed, but because their psychology broke down. MIT researchers discovered something even more concerning. When traders lose repeatedly, their physiological responses mirror the body preparing for a physical fight. Adrenaline spikes, cortisol surges, and cognitive clarity collapses. But the most revealing part? It wasn't the size of the loss that caused the stress, it was the frequency and unpredictability. This is why a 3-to-1 system is so psychologically punishing. You lose often, you lose unpredictably, and you lose in clusters. This triggers something called reward prediction error, when your brain expects a positive outcome but gets a negative one instead. Repeated prediction errors decrease activity in the prefrontal cortex, your logic center, and increase activity in the amygdala, your fear center. In plain English, losing repeatedly makes you more emotional and less rational. A 55% win rate trader rarely enters that state. A 35% win rate trader lives there. Martin Seligman's research on learned helplessness shows that when humans, or animals, experience repeated negative outcomes they can't control, they eventually stop trying to escape, even when the escape becomes available. This is what happens to retail traders running 3-to-1 systems. After 5 losses, they start tweaking the system. After 8 losses, they doubt they have an edge. After 10 losses, they panic trade or quit. Not because their system doesn't work, but because their psychology collapses under normal variance. A 1-to-1 trader? They almost never reach this mental breaking point. John Coates, a former Wall Street trader and neuroscience researcher, discovered the winner's effect. Winning increases testosterone, which improves pattern recognition, reaction time, risk assessment, and overall decision quality. Losing raises cortisol, which lowers cognitive performance, increases fear, and leads to reactive, impulsive decisions. A 55% win rate trader stays in the winner's loop. A 35% win rate trader spends most of their time in the cortisol loop. This is why many traders say, "When I finally win, I'm too mentally shaken to take the next setup." That's what a low win rate system does to you. 2 traders can have the same expected value, but their equity curves and psychological experiences are completely different. 1-to-1 with 55% win rate. Gently rising staircase, drawdowns are mild, confidence stays intact, easier to stay consistent. 3-to-1 with 35% win rate. Long, painful drawdowns. Sudden spikes, emotional roller coaster, constant temptation to abandon strategy. The ulcer index, a real metric, measures psychological pain caused by drawdowns. Lower win rate systems consistently produce 2 to 3 times higher ulcer scores. Your equity curve literally hurts more, and strategies you can't psychologically execute are worthless. Prop firm rules make the difference brutally clear. Most firms allow a maximum 10% drawdown. A 35% win rate trader can easily hit 8 to 10 losses in a row. That's an 8 to 10% drawdown not before any winners arrive. They fail not because the system is bad, but because the challenge format is incompatible with low win rates. Monte Carlo simulations show 1-to-1 at 55% win rate passes 67% of challenges. 3-to-1 at 35% win rate passes only 41%. Same expected value ought to be at a completely different survival rate. Here's the shocking truth. No major prop firm teaches retail-style 3-to-1 trading. None. SMB Capital, DRW, Jane Street, the elite firms all focus on high win rate setups. Consistency, dynamic risk management, reading context, psychological stability. Their risk-reward ratios are often 1-to-1 or even tighter. Why? Because their traders must maintain stable emotions, low variance, reliable execution. Consistency beats potential. 3-to-1 is not wrong, it's just often misused. High RR setups make sense when trading higher timeframes, holding positions through trends, trading momentum expansions, managing winners dynamically, but they require exceptional emotional control, deep backtesting, strong capital buffers, patience for long drawdowns. Most retail traders simply don't have this infrastructure yet, and that's okay. Kaizen's philosophy is simple. The best system is the one your mind can execute consistently. A trader who survives emotionally and financially is the trader who wins long-term. A 1-to-1 system often preserves emotional capital, provides steady reinforcement, keeps cognitive function high, prevents revenge trading spirals, builds trust in the process, and creates a smoother psychological landscape for growth. Tools like Kaizen's nudge engine, tag system, and psychology coach exist to help traders stabilize these exact psychological variables, the ones that make a 1-to-1 system so powerful in practice. Because trading discipline is not about being fearless, it's about being regulated enough to follow your plan. At some point, every trader has to choose what game they want to play: theoretical optimality or psychological sustainability. 3-to-1 might look smarter on paper, but 1-to-1 is often far smarter for your mind, because the traders who succeed aren't the ones with the best math. They're the ones whose psychology allows them to keep executing, day after day, month after month, through uncertainty, boredom, fear, and hope. So here's the real challenge. Stop chasing setups that impress strangers on the internet. Start building a system you can actually live with, a system your mind can support, a system you'll still be trading a year from now. That's where consistency begins. That's where confidence grows. And that's where mastery, real mastery, starts to take shape.